All right, here we go.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I think we're live on Facebook in our group. Anybody here, let us know if you can hear us and see us. I'm really excited to be here today with Kim Irving. She has an amazing topic today that she's going to be sharing with us: quantum creation, banish anxiety and self-doubt, and step into your highest self. So who
Woo!
doesn't want that?
Exactly.
So let me see if this is working. Any comments? And just making sure if you guys can hear us, let us
Let us
know.
know.
If you can hear us and see us, let us know that this is working, and then we can get it. Yes, we are here, and yes, they can see us and hear us. Thank you.
Yay!
Okay,
Awesome.
we've been talking about this for a while, and it's happening.
I
So
know. I'm so
here we are.
excited to be here. Thank you.
Kim is going to tell you more about herself, but I can just tell you that I know that she's really passionate about helping sensitive, heart-centered, high performers, right? Transform overwhelm and overthinking and self-doubt into balance, inner peace, and unshakable confidence. So that
Woo!
much I know. And it's an amazing topic today, and it's really important and something that's really important to me as well. So I'm excited to have you here.
Thank you. I'm really excited to be here too. And thank you for the opportunity. And thank you for the people that are here with us today. I was just talking with Rania about how I think to make this the most meaningful and impactful, it would be really helpful to make it experiential. So if you're watching this either live or on the replay, if you can grab a sheet of paper or a journal and something to write with, or you could use your phone just to like write down some stuff. I'm gonna kind of guide you through some parts of this as an activity, just so that you can get more of a felt sense of what it's like, so that by the end of this, you can actually feel like you have a handle on how to do this on your own.
Sounds good.
Okay, so my topic today is on the quantum creation method. And I don't know if this is something that someone else came up with. I kind of came up with the idea when I was trying to go to sleep one night, and it all just kind of like came like funneling down into my brain. And it's a combination of different teachings and practices that I've incorporated. And I've kind of boiled it down into something I'm calling the quantum creation method. So what is quantum creation? The quantum creation is about combining the power of thought with a intentional, focused feeling in the body. And when we're combining clear, focused thought with an intentional, focused feeling in the body, we're actually creating a vortex, essentially, that is pulling a potential reality closer to us. And this can be, good or bad. As you can imagine, if we're someone, maybe you know someone, or maybe you have dealt with this yourself, if you're stuck in patterns of like negative thinking or anxious thoughts, and you're creating those feelings of like overwhelm and anxiousness in your body, you might find that you're in more situations that's creating even more of that. So it gets kind of stuck in a pattern. So how do we shift this and use it to our advantage and create the reality that we want? That's what I'm here to talk to you about today. So the quantum creation method is all about the mind body connection. So the mind is thoughts are the language of the mind, and feelings are the language of the body. And if you want to know a little bit more about this science and how this works, you can check out the work of Dr. Joe Dispenza or some of the research at the Heart Math Institute. That's where some of this comes from. I can see, Rania, you've heard of this before.
Yeah, he's brilliant. I follow him. I love his work.
Exactly. So I've kind of taken some of his work and along with some other things and kind of melded them together into this activity I'll guide you through today that I think is really powerful when you use them together. So just to kind of reiterate, when you're combining a clear, focused thought with an emotional reaction in the body, the science behind is essentially is that you're creating this electromagnetic signal that's pulling a potential reality closer to you. So you can use this if you have a desired version of yourself that's more confident and more self-trusting and is doing the work that you know you're here to do. And you can see that as a potential reality. The moment you think it, that reality exists, and you have the ability to pull that reality closer to you. And I can say from personal experience, just so you know a little bit more about me, my anxiety used to be so bad that I remember needing to like heavily medicate to answer phones for a customer service job. And now I went on and got a master's degree. I was running leadership groups. I have a great career. I'm now doing coaching. I'm doing Facebook Lives. And full disclosure, I'm not medicated. I am nervous, so it's not perfect, but it's all about the journey. And how do we use, you know, this strategy to step into that higher version of yourself and continue evolving and stepping closer and closer into that highest self. So I just want you to know I'm sharing that just to share with you what's possible, because I used to be very debilitated by anxiety and self-doubt and overwhelm. Before we get into the exercise, I just want to say a word on sensitivity, because that's actually my expertise, is working with people that are highly sensitive. Not everyone is aware of this trait, but what I found for myself is that there is a trait called high sensitivity. You can check out the work of Dr. Elaine Aron if you want to know more about it. But basically, there is a genetic identifiable trait for certain people that have this, that are actually processing information in their environment on a much deeper level. They actually do have more sensitive nervous systems. So for me, I was more prone to overwhelm and anxiety because I was processing everything on such a deep level. And I don't want this, I want to be careful about labels, because it can kind of become like a crutch or something you can use it as an excuse of like, oh, I can't do it because this. It's really more, it's just helpful to have an awareness around it so that you can know how to work with it. And that's specifically what I do with my clients, since that is my area of expertise. So sensitivity isn't just about emotions and feeling deeply. It's about, you know, processing the room around you more deeply, maybe more sensitive to fabrics or smells. There's a lot more to it than just like feeling really deeply or having emotional reactions to things. So I just want to say that piece. But this exercise, whether you're someone that identifies as highly sensitive or not, anyone can do this, and anyone can use this method to bring their desired reality closer to them. I just want to check in because I know I've been talking a lot. How's everyone feeling? I know this is kind of a lot to be throwing out there right now.
Let us know, guys, if you have any comments or questions. Right now, we have just people saying hi, and I can see you and hear you. So yeah, this was already quite interesting.
You with us, Rania? You're frozen on my side. Are we still there? So Rania's frozen on my screen. I'm assuming that we're still broadcasting live. I may be having internet connectivity issues. So we'll see if she comes back. But I'll just move forward with the activity. So if you're tuning in, oh, it looks like I'm the host now. Well, hello. Maybe Rania will join us in a second. So if you're watching right now, or if you're catching the replay, go ahead and have some paper and pen next to you, because I'm going to guide us through this activity for the quantum, what I'm calling the quantum creation method. So the first step of this process is a focus on gratitude. So a lot of people, especially in the helping professions and service-based professionals, anyone that's really in the personal development space has heard or practices the benefits of practicing gratitude. So a lot of us will do this by either just focusing on what we're grateful for on the day-to-day, or we might even put it in a journal. So like thinking about all the things that we have right now that we're grateful for, whether it's like the gas in your car, the food in your fridge, the coffee in your cup. simple things to bigger things, like I just signed like my dream client, I got a really great bonus at work, things that we're grateful for now. But in the quantum creation method, we actually take this a step further by focusing on what we're grateful for something that's not yet in our reality. So we are essentially practicing gratitude for receiving and creating that feeling of receiving in our body before we've actually received it. So I want you to take a second, close your eyes, and just think about a future vision of yourself. What might you be doing if you were free from anxiety, if you were completely confident? Go ahead and just spend some time reflecting on that. And I want you to start writing it down. And just a word on this is, for this method, you don't have to necessarily do the journal part. You can skip to the step that I'll show you next. Oh, Rania is saying, getting messages. Let's see. Internet problem. We'll start meeting again. Okay. Let's see if she comes back. Bear with us. If you are still with us, you can just use this time to do your journal and start journaling about your future self. Who do you want to be? Hopefully you're still writing and actually doing this exercise. Meanwhile, I am multitasking by sending some messages to Rania, making sure that we're still here. Okay, she thinks that we're still here. If anyone else can see this, just please drop us a line, a message. I know you're journaling. Okay, says we're still going. Okay, so as you're journaling, I want you to start getting a felt sense in the body of how you're feeling. So as you're journaling about this vision, or maybe you're done writing and you want to just kind of read over it, read over what you've been writing. So if you're thinking about this future self, what are you feeling in your body? What does it feel like to be confident? What types of activities are you doing? Are you speaking in front of a group? Are you serving in some way? And how does that make you feel? Maybe you notice spaciousness in your chest, or maybe you notice your heart expand, or maybe you notice like some fluttery excitement in your belly, or maybe you're really tapping into like feeling really strong and confident, and you feel your feet really firmly on the ground as you're writing. So as you're writing, I want you to really tap into that felt sense in the body and the emotions that you're feeling as you imagine this future vision of yourself, of what you could be capable of. And it's interesting because our brains are designed to keep us safe and in the familiar. And so what I think is really powerful about this exercise is that not only are we creating that electromagnetic signal to pull this reality closer to us, but we're actually training our body for this to feel more familiar. So because our brain is designed to keep us safe and in the familiar, Anything that's not what's the present moment now that's kept us alive up until this point is going to feel like danger. It's going to feel like anxiety. It's going to feel like fear. It's going to feel like, I don't know if I want to do that. And especially if you do have this trait of high sensitivity, you do tend to be a little bit more cautious and evaluate risk a little bit more deeply than the average person. So I do think that this exercise is particularly powerful for that reason, because you're actually making it feel a little bit familiar before it actually exists. Let's see. Oh, I'm going to read some comments. I've always felt like I'm a highly sensitive person. This is from Hannah. My emotions and reactions are deeper, stronger than some of the people around me. Exactly. It's kind of been a blessing and a curse. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Thank you, Hannah. Thank you for that comment. That's lovely. A lot of people with this trait do feel like it can be a curse because it can be very intense. And if we don't know how to manage it, it really can get in the way from us achieving and doing what we know we're capable of. It's like we just can't get out of our own way. Totally get that. I've been there and I still deal with it on the day-to-day basis too. I've done a lot of work around it, but it's something I'm always working on to get to like that next level. And I really appreciate you sharing that. Thank you. Does anyone feel like they want to share some of the stuff that's coming up in their journal or any of the feelings they're noticing in their body? I'm going to see if I can pull it up on my screen. Let's see. I don't see any comments right now. I'm not sure if I'm seeing it on my screen correctly or not. So I will move into the next phase of this exercise, but I want you to take this energy and this feeling with you of what you've journaled and what you're creating in this future version of yourself. So the next phase, now that you've journaled and gotten clear on your vision, oh, another note, I'm all about multitasking and like getting the most bang for your buck. When you're journaling, like I said, you don't have to do this aspect to do this quantum creation method. You can go straight into this next step, which is the meditation piece. But the added benefit of journaling is that you're also wiring it into your brain just through the practice of writing it down. So it actually is more powerful, and I think you actually get better results. But that's not your thing. You can always just jump right into the meditation piece. So the meditation piece is, I want you to just get really comfortable in where you are right now and think about that vision of yourself and think about the feelings and the felt sense in your body of what that might feel like. And I want you to take a few deep breaths. And you might want to take some deep cleansing breaths. Maybe I just need that because I feel a little nervous, but we're creating this sense in the body and this vision, and it can create a lot of emotion. So just take a few deep breaths, like, yeah. And if you make noise, you relax your body even more. And really sink into whatever it is that you're sitting on. And close your eyes. And I want you to envision that future self. Think about what you wrote down and what you see yourself doing, how you see yourself serving, and what are you feeling in your body? Do you feel your heart expanding? Do you feel an electric pulse of excitement? Maybe some nerves? Really focus on those sensations and feel it expand. Sink into those feelings. Good, good. I'm gonna allow you to linger here a few minutes longer. allow those feelings of love and excitement and confidence, allow them to radiate out of your body. Yeah, good, good. Now take that and see if you can expand that feeling even more. Take that feeling and see if you can have it expand and fill up the entire room. Good, good. Okay. So you can do this on your own and maybe for 10 or 15 minutes at a time to start. But since we are more limited on time here, I'm going to bring you back. So bring your attention back to the room that you're in and places your body is making contact with the furniture. And you can open your eyes. And welcome back. So a thought occurred to me as I was guiding you through this is that sometimes if you're more prone to anxiety and overwhelm, sometimes that vision that you have for yourself can feel almost like too big and scary in order to be able to access that felt sense of like the gratitude and excitement in your body. So if that's happening for you, like let's say for example, you're imagining yourself being really confident and self-assured and you're on stage giving like an incredible TED talk and like people are laughing, they're engaged, you can tell that you're speaking with impact and that people are like just feeling like light bulb moments like all over the place. But maybe when you try and tap into that feeling in your body, maybe it's just like the idea of it is so overwhelming and anxiety provoking that you can't access it. So if that's happening for you, it's great that you can have that vision. But for the felt sense in the body, if you're prone to the overwhelm and anxiety, you might want to start with something that's smaller when you're doing the meditations. So, you know, if the TED talk on stage with like a bunch of different people watching is the big vision, but it's too scary, try maybe imagining that you're doing a small gathering or a Facebook Live, maybe with like 5 people, and the same type of feelings that you would want to feel on that TED talk stage. Just imagine creating it on a scale that feels a little bit more accessible where you're able to tap into those feelings in the body. Oh, Rania is back and joining us. Yay! You would want to feel on that TED talk stage. I think Rania is joining us. I'm noticing it looks like there's some comments. So let's see. Hannah says, I absolutely love visualization. It's one of the main things that has kept me going and grounded. Yes. Hi, Rania. Welcome back. You went on a little journey. It's okay. We all do a journey.
Just listening. It's been great.
Okay, good. I'm glad it's still broadcasting. I wasn't sure. So I was like, we're just going to go with it. Okay, Hannah is saying thank you so much for sharing and leading us through a positive exercise. Ooh, Shireen said, I'm so excited at the moment, just visualizing.
You can see the comments now?
I can see them, yeah, because you tagged me and I was able to pull it up.
Them for you.
Hannah, I was imagining myself performing on the biggest stage, the pyramid stage. It was cool to consider that I could maybe be the first Egyptian to perform on the pyramid stage. I love that. Feels exciting, exhilarating, electric. So yeah, take that a step further. Where do you feel it in your body?
Yeah.
Want to know where you feel it in your body. Talking about global issues that are important to me. I love it. I'm all about empowering people that are like dedicated to service and empowering the planet. It's like the greatest privilege and why I do what I do. So I knew that this is like the perfect group. Yeah. Great.
Yeah, and it's really, really, really powerful, the idea of this mind and body connection. So Shireen says she felt in her chest.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I mean, like a long time ago, like 10, 15 years ago, I was totally not there. Like, oh, what's this whole mind body stuff? I don't believe all that. And then I sort of started falling apart. Like literally my body was falling apart because I was just so stressed out on stressing myself out really all the time. And I had so many physical ailments. And I went, and then one by one, I realized that the medication they were giving me was just something for nerves and things like that. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to take this medicine, and I'm just going to make some major changes in my life. And I then became a firm believer because I experienced firsthand the strength of that. Yeah.
Completely. I was put on so many different medications, not to like, you know, shift the focus too much to myself, but I can just attest the power of these types of activities because I was so overly medicated, and it was suppressing some of my nervous system responses, but I didn't actually develop the skills or feel empowered to be able to control it on my own. So ooh, I love these. It looks like there's some other comments coming in, but I can't see that.
Hannah says it's kind of an all over feeling, all consuming. And then she says, maybe I need to hone in on it a bit more. Maybe not. Maybe it's filling your whole body. I mean,
maybe it is filling the whole body. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. And there's no right or wrong way to do it. It does get easier with practice too. And the more that you do it, the faster you're going to begin to see results. And I know we're close to kind of being at time right now.
Okay, I'm enjoying this, and I'm actually with you. But I think I just want to thank you for what you just said as well. I think this is maybe important for people who are listening. There is no right or wrong way, because a lot of people say, oh, but I did it, but it didn't work. What do you mean it didn't work? Oh, because I didn't see anything, or I didn't feel whatever it is, it's working. Anything that's coming up or even not coming up at the time is just the way, you know, that's what it needs to be. When you do it more, new things come up and you see new things.
Yeah. Honestly, the most important piece is the intention behind it. So if you're sitting down to do this and you have the intention behind it, that's the most powerful piece. So regardless of whether you're feeling like you're really tapping in, it's just like a muscle. It's something that takes practice, and to acquire that kind of like that visualization and the felt sense in the body, the more you sit down and practice it, the greater that will grow with time. So it does take some patience to like stick with it. Some people are able to jump right in and like it comes to them very naturally. Other people, it just takes practice. So try not to be discouraged by that, and know that there's no right or wrong way to do it. If you're able to write down and vision, you know, what it is that you're wanting to create, and tapping into, so like if you can't access it through like a vision, that feeling of like gratitude, you can think about like hugging either like your pet or a child or someone you really love. And, you know, you can even put your arms around you like this, and just notice if you start to feel anything in your body. I'll put in some of my contact info if anyone wants to message me, if you have like additional questions, and I can point you. There's like different types of meditations if you want to get better at like learning how to understand the felt sense in the body and the sensations in the body. I can definitely give you some resources for that. And I just decided that for all the people that tuned in and made it this far and have worked through the exercise, I will put in a link for a Google sign up sheet. If you want to send your email, I will reward you with a free training. So this, even though it is based in science, for most people, it's like a little bit more on the woo side. I do have other trainings that are a little bit more like immediately actionable. This, like, to be perfectly honest, it does take practice and time. You're not going to do it once and then like the next day you wake up and you're doing your TED Talk. It's something that you cultivate over time. I do have stuff that's a little bit more immediate in terms of like managing anxiety and overwhelm, especially for sensitive high achievers. So if you're interested in that, I will put this Google Doc link.
And then there are some comments here. Hannah says 1,000%. Can you see them?
Can you read them to me? Because I've got Google
yeah.
Docs.
So Hannah says 1,000% agree that it's like a muscle that you strengthen with time and dedication. Shireen says, thank you. Hannah says, again, with time, you begin to be able to master those negative thoughts and anxieties, or at least kindly send them away when they arise. Thank you so much, Kim. And thank you for... And yeah, I just get really excited when I see people getting closer to realizing what's important to them. Hannah says she's definitely interested. So
I think I just put the link in. Hopefully it's showing up. You can also email me. What?
I can see a Google Doc there. You just put it.
Great. It worked. Yay,
so
technology.
Where's your email?
So my email, I'll put it here, is kim@kimirving.com. And if you are interested in learning more, I do work with people through a one-on-one coaching program. So we can always talk about that too. If you're just interested in the free training, you can just sign up for that on that Google Docs, and I will send it over to your email.
Cool, very cool. Thank you,
Cool.
guys. Thanks for listening in. And Kim, thanks for joining us. And maybe
You're
we can do this again with a different topic
Love it.
in the future. I'm really enjoying these live with Rania. Sometimes they're live without Ranias because of technology. But either way, I'm really enjoying just having different guests from all over the world sharing things that I know are valuable, because really so many people, so many of us, I mean, I certainly have been there. Yes, sometimes we're really just anxious or depressed or just frustrated and just like, oh, it's a heavier day, and sometimes it's not easy to just bounce off of that, out of that. And so things like visualizations and meditation and journaling, and there's so many tools, but we don't use them all. And I think if 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 10 people benefited today from this exercise, and even on the replay, please you do these things and just do them often, because it does work in the end.
It does. Yeah. And thank you so much for the opportunity, Rania, and for everyone tuning in. We appreciate it. Glad to share this time with you.
Thanks.
Happy quantum creating.
Yes, let's all do it. Thanks a lot. And have
right.
a good day. What time is it there? You're earlier in the morning there. It's
9:36 a.m.
My goodness. It's like here it's like 7:35 p.m. So, but that's so cool. Just I love technology in that way.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Bye.
Bye.